Hey guys, it's Kurt with Artists and Hardscapes here. I know it's been a while since I put a video out, but I just couldn't help myself on this particular one. It's been super busy year, so just haven't had time to do it on top of that. So we're going to talk about these steps for a second. I did a step video earlier in the year that said how steps can lean into the house and peel the siding off of the house. Here we are today. There's a bunch of things wrong with these steps. I'm not trying to denigrate anybody, but you guys should know what's wrong with these, just to be educated. So we're going to start at the front here, and this is more of a stylistic thing. They use a tumbled block, and you can see on these banisters they split the end. I don't know, it just looks bad in my opinion. So let's move on to the actual step units. You can see these step block aren't the same size, they're not the same color, I doubt they're even the same manufacturer, and you can see why it's difficult to use a completely different step block in your steps, because they didn't tie the step into the retaining wall. So when you build these raised steps like this and fill them with the class 5 right up here, they become retaining walls, not freestanding walls. And you can see there's a split right there. They attempted to glue it, which the glue is not meant for that. The glue keeps the block from moving around relative to the other individual block. It's not meant to hold retaining walls vertical. So you can see this big gap here. That's because this wall, I can actually move it. If I get my shovel in there, I could pull this wall down. We're not going to do that though, because as we move closer here, you can see the siding's getting pulled off the house. You can see we're right up tight against the siding here, right up here. It's actually rubbing a little bit. If I pull this, it's going to scratch up the siding. Not a good deal. They didn't put a concrete footing under these steps. These big steps, you have to have a concrete footing. This house is only, I think these steps are 2, maybe 3 years old, the customer said. So we're going to have settling issues. That's exactly what happened here. We need a concrete footing under there to prevent the steps from settling with the soil. The soil is going to settle no matter what, but we got to keep the steps from going down with it. So the concrete footing will hold the steps in place, the soil will settle, create a cavity, then you got to call somebody to come and fill that void to support the concrete pad again. That's the whole theory. Yeah, there's just a bunch of stuff going on here. There's no, you can see they put the soil right up against the siding. That's a big no-no. I covered that in my last video. You can see the moisture that we're holding in here. It's nice and wet. That moisture is going to seep in and wick in, potentially rot the sheathing behind the house. It's just a bad deal all around. I'll try to shoot another video of this after I get it more fully disassembled and upon reassembly, so we can kind of contrast and compare. These steps are slated to not be so big. Decided to downsize the steps a couple of feet towards the house, give them a little more patio space to make the turn around here. It'll make this space a little more usable. But yeah, we can see, and this thing's been settling for a long time. So this wall started moving out, and what the company did is they just came and filled this gap that's forming right here with polymeric sand. They didn't even fix it. I don't know what to say. If you guys are going to do big steps like this, they're not cheap. You kind of there are less expensive routes. You got to want them. And if you want them, that's great. Spend the money on them. But we got to make sure they're done right too, so that they last more than 3 years. All right, guys, I'm going to get back to work here. I'll talk to you later.